Yo, what is going on, guys? TymeStopper here, coming back at you, another Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, in this video, we are talking about the newest Heroes Path event that has just shown up in the game. We're talking, is it a scam like Heroes Path number 2 was, or is it better? Well, you already saw the thumbnail, you heard that it was going to be a hot take, so let's jump into the video. Okay, guys, so we've got a lot to cover in this one, so I'm going to try to go through some of this stuff pretty quickly on the math and everything behind this event. But let me just say, I've seen a lot of really weird takes out there already on this event and whether it's any good. And the reason that people are so butthurt on this is because we are in the midst of a 10x shard pull event where normally we would get a summon rush, meaning like you can pull shards and you can get bonus stuff. So as an example, let's take a look at what a normal summon rush is. So this is the most recent summon rush that I have a picture of. Now, granted, this is not a normal one. This is from a fusion, but this is the Mighty Uko summon rush, right? So if we look at this, we know that if we get 7,500 points, we basically clear this entire map of everything that's on it, right? So we could add up everything that's on here and try to see it now. Obviously, there's some fragments in here from a fragment fusion and things like that, so that's going to throw things off a little bit. But we can look at this and see at 7,500 points, we're getting a feast, right? So the biggest rewards in here, you got to say, you got 2 legendary books, a couple 5-star chickens, and you got a feast at 7,500 points. Now, it's going to be really important to remember that 7,500 points because I'm going to come back to that and show you how this event that we're currently doing is basically the same as a summon rush, only better, okay? So 7,500 points. Oh, and I should mention, we know that to get a summon rush done, you get 500 points normally when you pull a sacred shard. You would get 120 points for pulling a void shard. So we know the math behind all that, right? So to finish off an entire summon rush here, you would normally pull 15 sacreds to get this entire thing done, right? So let's talk Heroes Path. So if we go over here to the Heroes Path, we can see that the current Heroes Path is already in there. Now, I do have a screenshot here to make this a little bit easier to see so I can get it all on one screen. So let me go ahead and bring that up. All right, perfect. So we got the Heroes Path here. Now, we have 2 different ways we can get this Heroes Path done. We can go down the right side or we can go down the left side. Both pretty similar when it comes to like the math on it, but just for you guys out there that want to break down, basically you would have to come down here, go down this right-hand side, make a left here so you can come and get this key down here, right? Then you have to kind of double back and you can go down here and this is where you're going to pick up this Eternal Stone. Now, if you do just the bare minimum down this right side, pick up the key, and then come back down this right side here, you're looking at a total of 64,150 points. Now, that does, of course, include the 35,000 for the Eternal Stone, okay? If you were to go down the left side, pretty similar concept, right? You go down through, you grab the key, you come down the left side. To do this left side, you're at 65,750 points. So a little bit more points to go down the left side. And I would argue the right side is definitely better value because you have 3 Mortal Soul Stones in here. You have 100 of the Eternal Soul coins on here. So I just feel like this right side is probably better. But, you know, whatever side works for you, they're both basically similar points. Of course, if you do this entire event, if you're a madman, it's going to cost you about 98,000 total points, right? So what does that mean for us? How do we get points in this event? Well, they give us 2 different ways to get points. We can either upgrade champions or we can summon champions. Oh, I'm in the way. You know what? Let's do this. Okay, so here we got the points that you're going to get, right? So we can either level up and rank up champions, so basically champ training, or we can pull shards, okay? So forget the champ training for a minute. Let's talk about shard pulling, okay? So number 1, what did we just learn from a normal summon rush? It takes 15 sacred shards to clear a normal summon rush, right? Now, we know that we're going to get 4,500 points off of each sacred shard right here, according to this, right? So let's bring over our handy dandy calculator. Whoop, boom, handy dandy calculator. So 4,500 points per sacred. We just learned that you need a minimum of 64,150 points in order to get that Eternal Stone, right? So we're going to divide that by 4,500. And wow, look at that. 14 shards. Amazing. So in order to finish a summon rush, it would normally cost you 15 sacreds. In order to get all the stuff down the right-hand side of this, it's going to cost you 14, a little more than 14 sacreds, right? Now you're like, but you said to finish the entire summon rush. Okay, fair enough. If we were to finish the entire event, 98,300, right? Divided by the same 4,500. So you're looking at about 22 total sacreds, right? So definitely more than to finish a normal summon rush. But you know what? In a normal summon rush, you're not getting Eternal Stone. You're not getting Mortal Stone. So, I mean, it really comes down to what you value. Now, here's the real kicker in all of this, right? Forget shards for a minute. Normally on a summon rush, what do? You have to pull shards, right? If you want to get the stuff, you have no other option. You've got to pull shards. On this one, you have the option to say, you know what? I don't have a ton of shards saved up and I don't want to spend a ton of shards, but I do need to train up some champs because I didn't do the Mighty Yuko one, or maybe your early game and you're like, you know what? I just want to do a bunch of champ training because I got a bunch of champs sitting there. Awesome. Well, let's look at the champ training portion of this, right? Because normally on a summon rush, you wouldn't even have this as an option. So we do have this. And just for reference, I did pull up the second hero's path information. So here is our chart from the second hero's path. And you can see that the points have not changed. They are exactly the same points as they were in that second hero's path for leveling up champions, right? Now, why do I mention that? Well, that means that we can use our napkin math that we had. Let me go ahead and bring in the math from the second hero's path real quick. Boom. Okay. So we can see on the second hero's path, we did some runs and we figured out how many average points we were getting per energy and things like that, right? So we can use that same math now because, I mean, I'm not going to redo it. Let's be honest. We can use that same math, though, to try to figure out how much energy it's going to cost us to finish this event, right? So if we go over here, this is the same math from the first time, right? So we have the Eternal Stone is going to cost 64,150 points. So we knew that for 416 energy, we got 1,386 points. So we averaged that out, meaning it's going to cost us around 19,247 energy in order to get that Eternal Stone. We can then also go over here and figure out how much that's going to cost us, because we can plug this into the offer calculator and say, okay, so for the Eternal Stone, it's going to cost us $148 retail value worth of energy, fair value of $66.62. So we know that basically that Eternal Stone is going to essentially cost us $66 worth of energy if we use just energy. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't take into account any of the other stuff that you're getting along the way, the Mortal Stones, anything else, right? So yes, we're saying that it's fair value $66 for the Eternal Stone, but it's not really, because you're getting all the other stuff along the way. Now, for the whole event, we can do the exact same thing, right? $226 worth of energy, $102 fair value. That's if you clear the entire event, like literally every single block. So at the end of the day, it's not a terrible value when you really think about it, because you're getting all the other stuff along the way. I think the biggest problem people have with this is that they kind of expected these things to be free. I mean, come on, it's Plarium. Nothing's ever free. And you knew that you were going to have to do some stuff. So normally we would have a summon rush where you'd have to pull shards to get those rewards. Now they're giving you a second avenue in order to do it. And you can train champs up, or you can pull shards, or you could do a combination of the both like I plan on doing, right? I have some shards sitting around, some void shards I don't care about, but I am hanging on to all of my sacred shards and my ancient shards, because I do have 140 ancients and I have about 14 sacreds right now. So in case a guaranteed event comes up or something like that, I have those, but I can always pull these 9 voids and then do some champ training. And keep in mind, it doesn't have to be just energy with champ training. You know, if you've been saving up brews or whatever, like I have, you can use those brews to kind of rank those champions up and things like that. Be effective with your champ training, right? don't just go out there and spend tons of energy to do it, but here's definitely a way. Now, second hot take. I hope you're sitting down for this, right? Literally, probably one of the best values we've seen in the shop in quite a while is actually in there right now. People are going to be like, are you nuts? No, not at all. What do I mean by that? Let's look at these hero coin packs, right? So you guys know that I go ahead and in my Discord server, I have a channel where I kind of rate all of this stuff on what I think fair values are for it and things like that. So you can get the TymeStopper calculator at any point. It's linked in the description down below. It's in my Discord server. It's kind of all over the place, but they're what I believe the fair values to be based off of what I see in packs and things like that. Is it going to differ from what other people have? Absolutely. It's what I see as like fair value. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right price or anything like that. But I did a calculation on these Litecoins quite a while ago. Well, they're calling them hero coins right now, but they were Litecoins in previous events, right? So let me go ahead and bring up, here we had a bundle of hero coins where they were selling us 48,500 coins for $70. It was a string pack, right? There was also a second pack of coins that they offered us in the shop that looked like this, where you could get 14,000 coins for $19.99, okay? So based off of those prices and things like that, we were able to extrapolate what a Litecoin / hero coin is worth in their eyes, okay? So if we bring up the offer calculator real quick here and look at what the Litecoin value is, okay? So they're saying that we can get, hold on, this over here. Okay, they're saying that we can get 16,000 coins for $15. Okay, so we can go ahead and put in the $15 here for how much the offer costs, and then we can go over and put in the number of coins that we're getting, 16,000, right? So that's going to give us a 1.52. And you're like, you said this was one of the best offers you've ever seen. This is on the okay scale, and it's barely okay. Well, yes, but that's based off of what we've seen the coins priced at previously, right? And if we look at how much we're getting for this, right? So let's quick math. We just said that fair value worth of energy for this Eternal coin was $66, right? But if we look at how many points we're getting right here, so this would be, let's bring the calculator over here again, and we can buy 2 of these on each of them, right? So we would be getting 32,000 coins here. And then let's say we get the 20,000 there. Whoa, that's way too many. Okay, let's go 32,000 plus the 20,000 coins. That's 52,000 coins, right? Now, we also know that we said in order to get the right side done, it was going to be 64,000 coins, right? So we've got 52,000 here. We spent $50 to get those 52,000 coins, right? So when we look at the fair value of it, it's almost dead on if you were to buy these coins in order to get your way down there versus having to spend the energy or pull the shards at the end of the day. So yes, it actually is a good value if you were to pick up these packs. Am I saying you should go buy them? No, not at all. I have no idea what financial situation you're in. I don't know how you value things or anything like that. But I'm saying that this is a much better value on these coins than we've seen in the past. We're getting more ways in order to go ahead and get these Eternal Stone than we've had in the past, right? Because they're giving us an option to do this through champ training if you want, rather than just pull shards. Is it a summon rush? No. Is it different? Yes. But we have a great 10x going on right now. I mean, look at these champions in the 10x. We've got Magnar. We've got Husk. I mean, Skullcrown, Thylesia, Cupidus, Hevfrak, hardest hitter in the game. Balthus, brand new champion. And you can't see him behind me, but boom, you got Leo right there, right? So all great champions that you could be pulling shards for right now. So it's not like they didn't give you any good champions to pull for on the shards. And like I said, you can do it through champ training if you really want to. I don't understand how you could possibly go wrong with this. And the truth is that if you have any resources saved up or anything like that, you probably should be going after this. The reality is that you don't get a ton of options in order to get these Eternal Stones. You're guaranteed a 5 or a 6-star epic or legendary. Does that mean that you're going to get a 6-star legendary Trunda? No, it doesn't mean that. But it's definitely your best opportunity in order to get something good versus getting an Immortal Stone or even a Mortal Stone. So Am I going for it? 100%. Should you be? I mean, that's up to your resources, but I don't see why anyone shouldn't, to be quite honest with you, because you can do it through champ training. If I had to pull shards for this, would I be going through it? No, 100% not. But the truth is, I don't have to pull shards for it. I can do champ training, and everybody needs champ training. I don't care where you're at in the game. Well, that's not true. If you're super in game, then yeah. But even me, who has like 300 level 60 champions, I can still come up with more champs that I can level up. So am I going to go for it? Absolutely. Should you? I mean, that's up to you. But guys, let me know in the comments down below. Are you guys going to go for it? How do you feel about this event overall? Like, do you feel like it's better than the last one? Obviously, you can tell from the video that I do, but I'd love to hear your opinions on it. As always, guys, if you do like this type of content, be sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and of course, as always, until next time, be good.